Well, we're back at Red Wilson Field after the Commodores fell 4-1 to the Red Sox in Game 1. Falmouth will look for something different in Game 2. And when I say different, I mean a victory. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Red Wilson Field in South Yarmouth, Massachusetts. Along with Carter Bainbridge and Logan Safarenko, I'm Trey Redfield. Glad to have you with us for the twilight game of this Sunday doubleheader. And Carter, last time we were in action was just a couple of minutes ago when the bats weren't really going for the doors.
Nope, just one run on 3 hits in Game 1. So for whatever reason in the doubleheader so far this season, the Doors just can't quite get it going at the plate. 3 runs combined against Orleans in that 2-game set earlier in the month.
And we're right into the swing of things. First pitch at 4:56, 80 degrees, clear skies here in South Yarmouth. It's Connor Markle, going up against Alex Mooney. Lefty on righty matchup. 1-0, the count is on Mooney. Now it's 2-0. Mooney hit leadoff in Game 1, doing the same here in Game 2. He's been doing it all season. It's his favorite spot in the lineup, and he's been doing it at Duke as well. As the 2-0 comes in from Markle, it's a bouncer that's just over the glove of Markle, up the middle, picked up at short, throw over to first, not in time. Cole Carrick had a great read on it, moving to his left side, had a great throw as well, throwing it sidearm. But Mooney's just way too fast, comes out of the right-handed batter's box quickly. He's a tough out, Carter.
Oh, that one looked like he was going to be safe as it started bouncing over the mound. It was going to be a tough play no matter how it was fielded. And again, Mooney making things happen at the top of this order.
So it's Colby Halter hitting second. After him is Braden Taylor, who's on deck. Jack Payton hitting fourth. Jacob Walsh hitting fifth. Andrew Pinckney in the sixth spot. Corey Collins batting seventh. Anthony McKenzie at 8. And Luke Boyers rounding out the order for the Commodores in Game 2. Just got underway here in the top of the first. No one gone. No score between the Doors and Sox. Alex Mooney leads off first. And Colby Halter's at the plate. He looks at strike one right down Main Street. On the mound for the Red Sox is Connor Markle, the left-handed pitcher out of Grand Canyon, who's making his second start this season with a 6.75 ERA. 2 2/3 innings pitched to his name with a couple of strikeouts and 5 walks. Lefty on righty matchup, 0-1 as it's fouled to the right side. Mooney was going. Nice play by Braden Taylor over there, making the snag in the on-deck circle. But it's 0-2 on Halter, who's playing second base. He was the designated hitter in Game 1. First time we've seen him there, but now back in the field with his middle infielder, counterpart, ally, Alex Mooney, who leads off first. Lefty on lefty duel. Markle comes set from the stretch. Mooney with the lead off first. Markle looks, fires the 0-2, too high, ball 1. Commodores fell in Game 1 to the Red Sox by a score of 4-1, where Jared Lyons mowed through the Falmouth lineup, throwing for 6 innings, giving up 1 hit, allowing 2 walks, and sitting down 12 batters via the strikeout. Pickoff move over to first, nothing doing over there. So Mooney still hanging out on first base in a scoreless tie here in this very young Game 2 of a Sunday doubleheader. Top of the first, no score between Falmouth and Yarmouth-Dennis.
Wouldn't be surprised if Mooney goes here in the next couple pitches.
1-2, pickoff move. Yet again, not even a tag applied. Mooney gets back in standing up. I mean, with the amount of times Markle is throwing over there, it makes you think, yeah, Mooney's probably going to try and make a move. He has a couple of stolen bases to his name this season, Alex. Colby Halter at the plate leads the team in that category with 6. 1-2. Grounder on the left side. This could be 2. Over to second for 1. How about the other? There it is. A double play. 5-6-3 going around the horn. In one blink of an eye, there's 2 gone here in the top of the first. Ferreras to Mydroth, and over to Long. So 2 gone here in this top half of the first inning, and here comes Braden Taylor. Actually a 5-4-3 double play. But done by the Red Sox. Now here comes Taylor. Rising sophomore out of TCU in the 3 spot. Lefty on lefty matchup. Marco working from the windup. Breaking ball high and tight. Ball 1. Taylor had to move back. We've seen him do that a lot, it seems like. Almost It's either a full count with Braden Taylor or there's a ball that comes up and in on him and he has to lean back out of the box. 1-0. Right down the pipe. Strike one.
This is not going to be a comfortable AB for any of the lefties in this lineup. Markle's got some funk in his delivery. Seems like he's throwing his limbs at the plate as well as the ball.
1-1 is fouled back and out of play, but you said it. The legs are moving a lot in that windup. That left arm's winded all the way back. Looks like kind of Ubaldo Jimenez, Colorado Rockies pitcher who had the windup all the way back under him. And it finds the strike zone. 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses just a bit outside. Count even at 2. It's Fernando Gonzalez behind the plate for YD. YD moving into a shift over on that right side on Taylor as Markle delivers the 2-2. And he got him on strikes. A backwards K delivered to Braden Taylor. That's the first strikeout today from Connor Markle. And the Commodores put up a goose egg in their first trip here in the top of the first. Bottom half coming up. You're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Commodores Radio Network. Bottom of the first inning here at Red Wilson Field in Game 2 of this Sunday doubleheader. No score between the Commodores and Red Sox as Josh Hartle is ready to get going. The lefty out of Wake Forest coming from King, North Carolina. Making his second start with the Doors this season, and it starts with ball 1 low and in to Homer Bush, the center fielder out of Grand Canyon. Gunnar Goldsmith hitting second for YD. Chase Mydroth hitting third. Johnny Long hitting cleanup as the 1-0 comes in. Swing and a miss, strike one. Luke Franzoni hitting fifth in the DH spot for the Sox. Cole Carrick hitting sixth. Paz Ferreras hitting seventh. Jordan Thompson eighth. And Fernando Gonzalez hitting ninth as Hartle delivers a breaking ball right at the knees that freezes Bush for strike two. Lefty on righty matchup. Hartle working from the windup. Kicks and fires. Fastball, bouncer, over to shortstop. Mooney charging in, picks it up, chucks it over to first, and in time. Beating Bush by half a step. He couldn't believe out was called, but it is a 6-3 put out to start off the bottom of the first.
That might have even been by a quarter of a step. I mean, maybe a credit card with difference there between the foot and the bag by the time that throw came over. And you heard some groans from the YD dugout on that first out.
And Bush put his hands up thinking he was safe. But out was called. First pitch to Gunnar Goldsmith is a bunt. He gets bat to ball, and it's fouled into the catcher mitt of Jack Payton. So that's the battery today. Josh Hartle, Jack Payton. Pitcher out of Wake Forest, catcher out of Louisville. Payton behind the plate, Corey Collins at first, Colby Halter at second, Braden Taylor at third, Alex Mooney at short as the 0-1 comes in. There's a bouncer on the left side. Mooney picks it up, has to jump. He's not even going to throw it. An infield base hit for Gunnar Goldsmith. Right fielder is YD's first hit today, and for the second straight game, YD has put a base runner on in the bottom of the first.
Well, those things happen, especially if you're a ground ball pitcher like Hartle is. In his first start against Chatham, 15 outs, 11 ground balls. He's gotten 2 so far. That one just found a little bit too deep of a hole.
Here's Chase Mydroth as Goldsmith leads off first in a spot that's been hit to a lot today. About 4 or 5 of those we saw in game 1. See one of those in game 2. First pitch to the right-handed batter is fouled over to the left side. Strike 1. Mydroth playing second base in this second game. He's in the same spot as he was last game in this first game of the doubleheader. Comes out of San Diego. Got himself a couple of walks and a ground out to short in the first. 1 on, 1 gone. Pickoff move over to first. Not even a tag applied. Just checking in. Bottom half of the first inning here at Red Wilson Field. Game 2 of this doubleheader. No score between Falmouth and Yarmouth-Dennis. 1 gone, 1 on. 0-1 the count to Mydroth. The pitch. Low and away. Ball 1. Count even. It was a scoreless battle for most of game 1, but a 3 spot put up by YD in the 4th basically sealed it. Falmouth had a run in the top of the 7th, a Braden Taylor solo home run. It wasn't enough to propel in front as there's a line shot into right center field and down. Andrew Pinckney picks it up. It's back-to-back singles for the Red Sox. Chase Mydroth is aboard with his first hit today.
The Red Sox have been swinging the bats pretty well since that 3-run bottom of the 4th inning in game 1. They were stifled at first by Jerron Watts-Brown, but ever since then they've been wide awake at the plate, taking good swings, good ABs, and right away they're putting pressure on Hartle.
So Pinckney, the one in center field who just fielded that line drive. In left field is Anthony McKenzie, and right is Luke Boyers. First pitch to Johnny Long, it misses outside. Ball 1. So Goldsmith on second, Mydroth on first. 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. Falmouth nothing, Yarmouth-Dennis nothing. Lefty on righty matchup. Hartle looks back at second, deals the 1-0. A bouncer over the middle, out of the glove of Hartle. Rolling over to Halter at second to throw to first. He got him! A 1-6-3 put out. Advances runners over from first and second to third and second. And there's now 2 gone here in the bottom of the first.
A really good play by Colby Halter. Good presence of mind after that one hopper just kissed off the lip of the glove of Hartle. It looked like it might have been destined to be another infield hit. But the Falmouth second baseman making a good defensive play.
We saw Hartle stab a ball like that one in Chatham over at Veterans Field on Tuesday. So here's Luke Franzoni, another lefty on righty duel. Hartle working from the windup, deals the first pitch. Hit over to the right side, fouling out of play. A couple of kids running over to it, as it always is. 0-1 the count with 2 gone here in the bottom of the first. No runs, 1 hit, no errors for Falmouth. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for YD. Hartle deals. Breaking ball, right down Broadway, strike 2. Luke Franzoni at the plate, the designated hitter. Comes out of Xavier where he'll spend grad school there. Runners on second and third. Here comes the 0-2. Low and away, ball 1. So Franzoni back in the right-handed batter's box. Hartle still working from the windup, excuse me. And deals the 1-2 with 2 gone. Too high, ball 2. Head level of Franzoni.
there's a big difference between bases loaded 1 out and second and third 2 outs. Changes what Hartle's going to do on the mound, working with Peyton.
Just one bloop single can make this a 2-0 YD lead early. Hartle has his line shot in the center field and through for a base hit. Goldsmith comes in to score. Here comes Mydroth. There's not even a throw, and there's the 2-0 YD lead. A 2-run RBI single from Luke Franzoni with 2 gone in the bottom of the first, and the Red Sox take an early 2-0 lead over the Commodores.
Well, bad luck on the infield hit into the hole at short. Franzoni again doing it to the doors. Had that hit in game 1 that started things in the bottom of the 4th inning.
It's that 2-run RBI double. Does it here with a 2-run RBI single. First pitch to Cole Carrick, low and inside, ball 1. Seeing a lot of left-handed hitters for the Commodores, there's a lot of right-handed hitters for the Red Sox. A team that loves hitting the baseball in the top 3 in OPS, slugging, on-base percentage, and batting average this season in the CCBL, as it's now 2-0 on Carrick, who looks at a slider low and away. Lefty on righty matchup. Franzoni leads off first. The shortstop Carrick steps back into the box. Hartle comes set from the stretch. Looks over at first, deals the 2-0. Breaking ball outside, 3-0. It's really funny. Cole Carrick is playing shortstop, wearing number 4, has very similar hair to Alex Mooney, who's also playing shortstop and wearing number 4, just in a different jersey. 3-0 pitch, strike 1, finds the low and inner quarter.
And he's batting right-handed.
And he's batting right-handed. I wonder if Carrick likes to hit leadoff as much as Mooney, though. I'd say that's the one thing. Hartle comes set. Peeks over first and fires for the 3-1. Swing and a miss. Count full.
Well, Hartle's got a good chance to work himself out of this thing. Some soft contact that didn't go his way early in this frame, but the 2-run single, just a clean piece of hitting from Franzoni. Now a chance to get out of this thing and work your way back from a 3-0 count in the same at bat.
3-2 to count. Hartle deals. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Josh Hartle gets out of it, but not before giving up a 2-run RBI single to Luke Franzoni. The Commodores in an early hole, trailing the Red Sox by a score of 2-0 in Game 2 of this Sunday doubleheader. Peyton, Walsh, Pinckney due up as you're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Commodores Radio Network. The Commodores with some work to do in just the top of the second, trailing 2-0 to the Red Sox here in Game 2 of this doubleheader at Red Wilson Field. Connor Markle on for his second inning of work. He begins it with Jack Payton, the catcher out of Louisville. First pitch to Payton, misses low and inside, ball 1. Lefty on righty matchup. Markle is working from the windup. Kicks and fires with the 1-0. Line shot over to shortstop, hits the ground, picked up by Carrick, who throws it over to first in time for the first out. So 2 pitches in, there's already 1 gone here in this top half of the second inning where the Commodores trail by 2.
Yeah, that not as easy a play as Carrick made it look. Fielded that ball with one hand and had to play a bit of a tricky hop. It didn't bound up high on him, but it changed direction at the last second.
So here's Jacob Walsh, not the first baseman in this game, the designated hitter. Corey Collins is playing first base today for the Doors. Lefty on lefty duel, and that's a slow breaking ball that just misses Walsh, who has to step out of the batter's box after trying to avoid being hit by the pitch. So 1-0 the count on Walsh, the rising sophomore out of Oregon. A couple of home runs this season for the Doors, one of them coming on Friday against Brewster. 1-0, bouncer over on the right side. Carrick has it on the shift, chucks it over to first, and there's out number 2. So another 6-3 put out. Walsh can't beat the shift, and there is 2 gone here in the top of the second.
And you see again the example of lefty-lefty matchups. It's just been tough sledding for Walsh in that department. Usually not a DH. They like him over at first, and they have a couple guys they like to use in his role today. But Markle, with that delivery from the left side, has been tough on the left-handed bats so far.
Here it is to Andrew Pinckney. Finds the strike zone just above the knees for strike 1. Andrew in center field, coming out of Alabama, the rising junior, who is a center fielder for a lot of those games with the Crimson Tide this year. He's now worked an even count at 1 as that pitch misses outside. Lefty on righty duel. Markle still working from the windup. With his funky delivery, his arm cocked all the way back, fires the 1-1. A breaking ball finds the lower part of the zone for strike 2. That's as low as you could possibly go. 1-2 the count. 2 gone here in the top of the second. Falmouth trails Yarmouth-Dennis 2-0. Markle with the 1-2. Fouled off to the left side. We'll do the 1-2 again. Good fight there from Pinckney, who was choked up on the bat a little bit more than he usually is. That's just the approach you do with a 2-strike swing. Now he's really choked up. You could fit a couple of fingers on the bottom end of the bat. 1-2. Fastball outside. Misses his own. 2-2. Yarmouth-Dennis got on the board in the bottom of the first with a 2-run RBI single from Luke Franzoni. The 2-2 with 2 gone. Pinckney goes after it and can't get bat to ball. That's strike 3. So for the second straight top half, Connor Markle finishes it off with a strikeout. He's up to 2 today, and the Commodores are looking to hold a 2-0 lead when we hit into the bottom of the second. Keep it here. You're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Commodores Radio Network. Heading into the bottom of the second here at Red Wilson Field. 2-0 your score. The Red Sox over the Commodores. It's now Paz Pereira's at the plate. First pitch from Josh Hartle is cut on and missed for strike 1 in the dirt. Pereira's playing third base today for the Red Sox. Did not get an appearance in game 1. Lefty on righty matchup. Hartle working from the windup. Deals the 0-1. High and outside. Ball 1. Ferreras comes out of Western Carolina in Cullowhee, North Carolina, where he's hitting .192 on the season with 2 home runs and 5 RBIs. 1-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Hartle also goes to school in North Carolina from Wake Forest University. Also a native of King, North Carolina, which is just 15 minutes down the road from Winston-Salem. The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Josh Hartle makes past Ferreira's chase not once, not twice, but 3 times. And there's one gone here in the bottom of the second.
When Hartle's going well, he's going to get those swings at pitches down in the zone. He's kept the ball down today, even when that hard line drive into right center field in the first inning. He hasn't had bad control today. He hasn't left the ball up. And that's what he needs to do to go far in this game.
First pitch to Jordan Thompson at the knees, finding the zone, strike 1. Jordan Thompson, the left fielder out of LSU, who was one of 3 players who played in every game for the Tigers this season. Has 16 at-bats with just 2 hits in the CCBL year as the 0-1 is nubbed up the middle. Picked up by Halter at second, chucked over to first on the run in time for the second out. So Jordan Thompson grounds out to Colby Halter at second base in just 2 pitches. And there's 2 gone here in the bottom of the second. YD leads Falmouth 2-0.
It's a good start to this inning, at least compared to the first. 2 quick outs.
2 quick outs in comparison to 6 batters faced in the top of the first. First pitch to Fernando Gonzalez at the knees. Nice breaking ball there from Hartle is strike 1. Gonzalez is behind the plate for this second game. Comes out of Georgia. The 0-1. At the letters, in the zone, strike 2. Splitting time with Corey Collins, who's over at first base today for the Commodores. So make that left field, right field, designated hitter, and first base for positions played by Collins this season. 0-2 is a bouncer over to Collins on the right side. So a Bulldog hits it to a Bulldog, and that is how the bottom of the second ends. Going into the top of the third, Collins, McKenzie, and Boyers due up. 2-0 your score to Sox in front of the doors. You're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Commodores Radio Network. Top of the third inning here at Red Wilson Field, where the Commodores trail the Red Sox by a score of 2-0 in this second game of a Sunday doubleheader, the last one of the CCBL season. Connor Markle on the mound for his third inning of work, taking on the lefty Corey Collins, who's playing first base in this second game. First pitch to Collins is at the knees, a fastball for strike 1. Lefty on lefty duel. Markle having a lot of command with his changeup. A guy who doesn't really throw the ball well, but his funky windup is what's making him successful so far. Kicks and fires with the 0-1, goes to the breaking ball. That's cut on and missed by Collins for strike 2. But he moves the legs a lot when he does his windup and brings that left hand all the way below his left knee and rips it into the zone. Here's the 0-2. 57-footer that bounces right into the chest protector of Gonzalez. It's now 1-2 on Collins. The infield playing a shift on Corey. 3 infielders on the right side. A wide open hole on the left. Just one infielder. It's Cole Carrick playing his usual spot at short. The 1-2 misses outside. A fastball. That's now 2-2.
Well, Collins had his breakout game yesterday. A couple hits, including a double. Let's see if he can get something started here. The Doors have been pretty silent so far today.
2-2. He got him on strikes. It freezes Collins. A fastball that went right down Broadway, and Collins looked at it. Back-to-back strikeouts for Connor Markle. He's up to 3 today, and there is 1 gone here in the top of the 3rd. So here comes Anthony McKenzie, the left fielder out of Sam Houston State. Switch hitting Bearcat will step into the right-handed batter's box. So a lefty on righty duel. First pitch to McKenzie. At the knees, a fastball. Finds the zone for strike 1. Luke Boyer's on deck, who's also a switch hitter, comes out of TCU. McKenzie behind, 0-1. Markle deals it. Changeup. That went at the knees as well, 0-2.
We've seen some good pitches down in the zone from both starters so far in this game. They're hitting their spots, but umpire behind home plate has made it pretty clear that that's going to be a strike today.
And there's a 3rd one in the same exact spot. Great control from Markle, figuring out where the zone is and fanning McKenzie in 3 pitches. That's now 3 straight Ks. Markle is up to 4. There's 2 gone here in the top of the 3rd, and the Doors trail the Sox 2-0. So from left fielder to right fielder, Luke Boyer's at the plate. First pitch to the TCU Horned Frog misses outside. Ball 1. Boyers do not play in game 1. As he steps back into the righty batter's box. 1-0 misses low, bouncing in front of the plate. Now 2-0. Markle takes a couple of seconds. Now back on the bump, gets his sign and deals it 2-0. Boyers fouls it back. Now 2-1. Big 12 honorable mention this season, Luke Boyers, starting in 60 games, all of them. He started in every game that was played, 60 of them, hitting .250 with 6 home runs, 37 RBIs, 11 of 13 stolen bases as he cuts and misses at the 2-1. Now 2-2 on Boyers. Comes out of Bernie, Texas, the rising junior. Markle with his sign, kicks and fires. Fastball skied over to the right side, foul and out of play.
Boyers gives you some versatility. He can play around the outfield. He's a switch hitter. He was with the Doors last summer, so he's been with this team. He's played for Jeff Trundy. Still looking for that first hit of the summer, though.
2-2. Low and in. Boyers doesn't go after it. Count full. Boyers has had 7 at-bats this season. Playing in 4 games. Struck out 3 times. Already has sacrifice bunt to his name, so he has that going for him as the payoff pitch is hit foul and out of play. So Boyers still fighting. Something these TCU boys do really well. Taylor and Boyers just fight until the very end. 3-2 the count, 2 gone in the top of the 3rd. Commodores trail the Red Sox 2-0. Here's the pitch. Low and away, ball 4. Boyers looking back at the ball that goes all the way to the backstop. And he's aboard with a base on balls. That's the 2nd walk today by Markle.
And a great at-bat from Boyers, not chasing any of the low stuff from Markle. And more importantly, it brings Alex Mooney back to the plate, a right-handed batter against a lefty thrower. So 2 out walks. You may not think of them when they happen. At least not thinking they're very important, but Mooney can make that matter right here.
It's actually Markle's first, excuse me. As Boyers leads off first, Mooney at the plate. Pickoff move over there. Not even a tag applied. Boyers gets in without a dirty jersey. 2 gone here in the top of the 3rd. The Red Sox leading the Commodores 2-0 in this 2nd game of a Sunday doubleheader. Lefty on righty matchup. The first pitch to Mooney. He shows bunt. He lays it down right up the middle. Picked up by Markle. Spins. fires over to first for the third out. So that's how the top of the third ends. The Commodores still looking for that first run, trailing 2-0. Top of the order coming up for YD in the bottom half after this. You're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Commodores Radio Network. Welcome back to Red Wilson Field. We're into the bottom of the third of the second game of the Sunday doubleheader. The Commodores trailing the Red Sox by a score of 2-0. Back to the top of the order. Josh Hartle on for his third inning of work. Shows a breaking ball to Homer Bush, and he swings and misses at strike one to start off his second at-bat. Bush 0 for 1 today. As the 0-1 comes in. Did he go around? Yes, he did. 0-2 the count. Homer Bush Jr., his father, Homer Bush Sr., played in the major leagues. As there's a broken bat, Mooney can't scoop it up. Homer Bush is aboard, and Mooney's got to chase after the ball. Right after he scooped it up, he just stops. Bush almost took advantage, but he stays over at first base. Still waiting on an official ruling. But either way, Bush is aboard. He's on first base. Now it brings up Gunnar Goldsmith.
To me, that's probably an error, unfortunately.
I would say it's an error, too. They're calling it a hit. An infield single for Homer Bush. Pickoff move over there, nothing doing. It's Gunnar Goldsmith at the plate. Right fielder who got himself the first single of 3 in the bottom of the first. Another pickoff move. This time Bush extends in the dirt. He's back safely.
Well, in any event, Hartle's now got to worry about Bush's speed over at first base, which we heard plenty about before the game.
Got caught stealing in game 1. First pitch to Goldsmith, who shows bunt, goes foul to the left side.
But again, save for the Franzoni line drive, the rest of these YD hitters have not really been scoring the ball up off of Hartle. He's changed speeds pretty well. He's lived down in the zone. Throwing called strikes down in the zone, so with guys taking those, he can throw it a little bit lower and a little bit slower for swinging strikes.
The 0-1. Fastball line shot over to the right side and through for a base hit. Bush stays over at second. No, now he's going to third. Throw by the right fielder, Boyers, is not in time. Bush thought about it, then took advantage. He's over at third base. It's a single for Gunnar Goldsmith. That's his second today. And there are runners at the corners with no one gone here in the bottom of the third. The Red Sox leading the Commodores by a score of 2-0.
Right, as you mentioned it, there's some more hard contact. So clearly Hartle not quite on the same level as we saw him in his debut against Chatham. But this Red Sox team has been hitting since the middle of game 1 today.
Still no one gone in this bottom of the third. The Doors trailed the Sox 2-0. First pitch to Chase Mydroth, right down Broadway, strike one. He has himself a single. Did it on a 1-1 count in the bottom of the first. It was back-to-back with Gunnar Goldsmith. He has an opportunity to extend the Yarmouth-Dennis lead. Hartle from the stretch deals the 0-1. Breaking ball misses outside. Now 1-1.
Hartle's got a couple different pitches working today, and he's kind of working backwards on these hitters. He's going slow, slower, and then a fastball, perhaps with 2 strike counts, but he's experimenting with his whole arsenal so far.
Runners on the corners, no one gone. 1-1 in the dirt, ball 2. Mydroth playing second base for both games 1 and 2. Came into today with 16 at-bats, 4 hits, and 6 walks on the season. The 2-1. Runner at first goes. It's a line shot out to center. Pinckney moving back. He makes the grab. Bush coming in the score from third on the sacrifice fly. It's now 3-0 Red Sox with 1 gone here in the bottom of the third. A sacrifice fly for Chase Mydroth, and Goldsmith stays over at first base. So now it brings up Johnny Long, who's hitting cleanup today for the Sox. 0 for 1 on the afternoon. The 6-foot, 210-pound first baseman. First pitch to the Long Beach State dirtbag is drilled out to center field. Pinckney going back. He makes the grab right at the edge of the wall. It's short out there in center field, only 352 feet. Pinckney makes it look easy out there, and there's 2 gone here in the third.
Well, might not be the longest outing from Hartle that we're going to see this season today. If he can just finish off a 3rd inning of work, I think they may be satisfied. He's already given up 5 hits, 3 runs, and the Red Sox are squaring the ball up off of him.
Here's Luke Franzoni. First pitch over to Mooney. Throws it over to second. Forward to third out. So a 6-4 fielder's choice ends the bottom of the third. We head into the fourth with the lead a little bit bigger for the Red Sox. The Commodores with more work to do. Top of the fourth coming up. 3-0 your score. Sox over to Doors. You're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Commodores Radio Network. Like Ubaldo Jimenez a little bit too, but his is more overhand. This one from Markle is more of a 3/4, I would say.
2-2 the count now. Markle with 4 strikeouts. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball misses low and inside, and the count is now run full. Trying to draw those counts up. We saw Jared Lyons dominate game 1. Markle allowing just 1 hit here in game 2. Here's the payoff pitch. Called strike 3. And Colby Halter not pleased with that call. And
Jeff Trundy having some words too.
Been a little bit of an interesting strike zone in this game, but nevertheless, the 5th strikeout for Connor Markle. And Braden Taylor steps up with 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. Markle from the windup. Here's the pitch. Cut on and missed, strike 1, 0-1 the count. Braden Taylor struck out looking. So rare you see that from Braden Taylor. That was back in the 1st inning, and that ended the inning. Falmouth no runs on 1 hit. YD 3 runs on 5. Here's the 0-1. Taylor chops that one foul right to Jack Payton on deck as he gathers the ball and fires it to the bat boys. 0-2 the count.
That was so smooth. How did he do that? That was, wow. Wow. Good stuff, Jack. He's so locked in.
0-2 the count now to Braden Taylor. Here's the pitch from Markle. Misses outside, 1-2. Falmouth Commodores are on the road again on Tuesday after tomorrow's off day. They're at the Wareham Gateman in Spillane Field. 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. That misses low, 2-2. Braden Taylor, the 3rd baseman from TCU, invited to Team USA. Here's the 2-2. That misses outside, and the count is run full.
Wow, that looked very similar to the pitch that Halter was called out on. And so if it's something similar here, Trundy could have even more words.
So the count is run full. The 2nd straight batter. Here's the payoff pitch. Cut on and missed, strike 3. The 6th strikeout for Connor Markle. And that's going to bring up Jack Payton, the catcher from Louisville. Payton, who had himself a very fine day at Brewster on Friday, was inches away from a 3-run home run. Had to settle with a 2-run triple.
Ooh.
First pitch to him. Misses low and inside, 1-0. Jack Payton, who's DH'd a couple of times. He made his debut back in last week's doubleheader against the Orleans Firebirds. Ahead in the count, 1-0. Here's the pitch. 2-0 the count now as that misses low. Markle has been dealing only 2 base runners. It was Alex Mooney back in the 1st, then Luke Boyers back in the 3rd. 2-0 the count, top of the 4th inning in a 3-0 ball game. Here's the pitch. High pop-up into right. Goldsmith battling the sun, moving to his right, gets underneath it, and collects it. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning, 3-0 the score. Red Sox on top as you're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Falmouth Commodores Radio Network. Welcome back to Red Wilson Field in Game 2 of today's doubleheader between the Falmouth Commodores and the Yarmouth-Dennis Red Sox. Cole Carrick from San Diego State leads things off for the Red Sox. Hartle's first pitch to him as he shows bunt, misses low. 1-0 the count. Cole Carrick struck out swinging to end the first inning after a two-spot was put up by the YD offense. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Ground ball right to Mooney. Mooney gathers, fires, over to first. High throw, gets away, and it goes out of play. And Carrick's going to be over at second. A routine ground ball to Alex Mooney results in an E6. And the leadoff batter is in scoring position. Boy, how often do you see that from Alex Mooney?
Never. That happens. You know, you're not always going to be perfect. You figure it out and you roll with it. Learn from it. We've seen these guys make errors a couple of times. Braden Taylor had one go through his legs. He's been just fine since. Alex Mooney's had a ball that sailed. Just happened. Be fine.
Well, the way with this field is laid out, anything that gets by the first baseman is automatically two bases. Here's the first pitch to Ferreras. And that's in there for strike one, 0-1. Pass Ferreras was the second strikeout victim of Josh Hartle. That was back in the second inning to lead it off. 0-1 the count. Carrick at second. Here's the pitch. Chopped left side, foul. 0-2 the count. When we talked about the strikeouts in game one, how crazy it was because we saw 12 strikeouts from Jared Lyons, which ties a YD Red Sox record according to YD Red Sox broadcaster Sam Lebowitz.
Really? Wow.
Masterful performance.
A lot of fans. That guy's got fanned.
Fan 12 of them. 0-2 the count. Here's the pitch from Hartle. Runner goes. Throw is not going to be made over to third as Jack Payton had trouble gathering it. And the count is now at 1-2 as that pitch missed a little up.
We saw that yesterday, too. That's so unfortunate.
Happened a few times with Payton.
Yeah, I mean, and he has a great reaction to it. If he gets it out, I'm telling you, these guys are going to get gunned down. It's just a couple of steps. He has step one, just got to find step two. It'll come.
Hartle's still ahead in the count. Here's the 1-2. And it gets away from Payton. And here comes Cole Carrick. It's now 4-0 Red Sox in the bottom of the fourth inning. And the count is now even at 2-2. So that will go down as an unearned run by Hartle. Unfortunate scenarios in the early innings for the Commodores. 2-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Driven into the opposite field. Moving back is Boyers at the wall, and he makes the catch. One gone here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Reminder, the Falmouth Commodores have a 3-game homestand coming up this week. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
About time. We've been driving so much, I need an oil change. I'm being serious. I forgot to do an oil change yesterday.
The beauty of Cape Cod as the left fielder Jordan Thompson steps into the batter's box with one out, nobody on. Here's the first pitch to him. It's a breaking ball, and it's in there for strike one as it catches the lower part of the strike zone. 0-1 the count. Jordan Thompson entered game one as a pinch hitter. Second pitch to him was popped up foul, 0-2.
Oh my goodness, that almost hit that driving car. Wow. Wow, that was extremely close.
Thompson behind in the count. 0-2. Bottom of the fourth inning. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball misses low, 1-2 the count. Jordan Thompson from LSU. Born and raised in Chula Vista, California. Not far away from Red Sox top prospect Marcelo Meyer's hometown. Here's the 1-2. That misses outside, 2-2.
Be interesting to see what their Boston Red Sox do with Marcelo when it comes around. They got a couple of Red Sox fans
He's
on the
playing
call right
in a Red Sox uniform, just the ones in Virginia, Salem.
Salem, yes, sir.
2-2 the count. Here's the pitch from Hartle. Grounded left side, foul. Very fine at bat here. Worked by the left fielder Thompson. This year at LSU, had a very fine year. 6 home runs, 36 runs driven in, hit 286, a 269 career batter with the Tigers.
Very reliable guy at LSU.
Another 2-2 pitch. Misses outside, 3-2.
He's one of 3 players to start in every game at LSU this season. Getting some help, too. Tommy White coming over there from NC State.
Breaking news in the college baseball world. Count run full to Thompson. Here's the payoff pitch from Hartle. Broken bat, pop up into right. Boyer's moving over to his left. Underneath it, he makes the catch. 2 gone in the bottom of the 4th inning. Back-to-back flyouts to Luke Boyers. That's going to bring up Fernando Gonzalez.
Getting some work. And the deal still dealing with the sun here. There are no lights here at Red Wilson Field, but game's moving pretty fast, knock on wood. We don't have any wood around us. You knocked on your knee?
I got nothing. I got nothing around us.
You don't have a wooden knee?
Not
Okay.
Not many ballparks have lights this week. Here's the first pitch to the YD catcher. It's in there for strike 1. Only one ballpark we went to this work week was Chatham that had lights. Veterans Field. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch from Hartle. That is looped into left center field for a base hit. It splits the gap. Gonzalez wants 2. The throw is in time to get him. Gonzalez is down at second in a little bit of pain, but he is thrown out by the center fielder Pinckney. And we go to the top of the 5th inning as you're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Falmouth Commodores Radio Network. Welcome back to Red Wilson Field. Top of the 5th inning alongside now Carter Bainbridge, Logan Sofrank with you, musical microphones with you. Trey Redfield hopping on WEEI for this inning to go chat with some league execs. Jacob Walsh leading off the top of the 5th inning, who is DHing in game number 2. Played first base back in the first game. Here's the first pitch to him. Grounds that one right side, foul, 0-1. Walsh grounded out to the shortstop, Carrig, back in the 2nd inning. 4-0 ball game. Red Sox on top. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Grounded right side, fair ball. Into the shift. Medroth gathers and fires over to first, and Walsh is retired. 1 gone. And in the shift, you always have to look and see who exactly is going to make that play. But it was the second baseman from the University of San Diego, So now here is Andrew Pinckney. Pinckney, who is in center field today, made the game-saving catch in Brewster the other day. That was 2 days ago to be exact. Here's the first pitch to him. Misses low and outside, 1-0.
We've seen a couple times in this game that Pinckney has not offered at the first pitch, which we didn't see a lot of at first when he arrived here this summer. It was a first pitch hacker for a while.
The 1-0 pitch is grounded foul right behind home plate. 1-1 the count.
And Pinckney, a guy who does not get cheated with that swing. He brings it around with a lot of force. Good bat speed.
Good speed on the bases as well. He got a very fine look at this double as he got a single and caught the Orleans defense napping. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Cut on and missed 1-2. Of course, that example was the little bloop shot he had that fell in right center last Sunday, and he caught the Firebirds defense napping and took second base. Was stranded there, but had that double. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That misses low. 2-2 the count. The ability to be aggressive on the bases, that's what made Cotuit such a hot team coming out of the gates, because they were so aggressive, but they've been kind of coming down to earth these past couple of games. 2-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Cut on and missed. The catcher drops it. Pinckney avoids the tag, but they throw over to first just in case. And there are 2 gone here in the top of the 5th inning. That is the 7th strikeout from Connor Markle.
Now the Doors have had an awful time today putting the ball in play. Struck out 12 times against Game 1 starter. And having trouble putting it in play here in Game 2 as well. So speed doesn't take a day off, but you've got to get on base first.
First pitch to Corey Collins, 1 hops the plate and ricochets all the way down the third base line for ball number 1.
It was Jared Lyons who had that fantastic start in Game 1.
Boy, did he. And that sometimes just happens, but seeing that kind of performance in summer ball is especially impressive, obviously with innings limits and, it's not college season. Something to prove out here. A lot of guns behind home plate, radar guns that is. Here's the 1-0. Cut on and missed, 1-1 the count.
And that's as dominant a start as we've seen with any team so far this summer. Was it 6 innings, 12 strikeouts in a 7-inning game? Is that right?
Yeah, he had 6 innings, 1 hit, no runs, 2 walks, and 12 punchies. 1-1. Grounded right side, foul, hot shot, and the fans want that ball. 1-2 the count.
Yeah, that's a major league line, but Markle's been just about as good here today. Not quite with the ostentatious strikeout number, but he's been really effective, only giving up 1 hit.
He's working his way up there, though. He could have his 8th strikeout right here.
Doors are not seeing the ball well off of him at the very least.
1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Grounded right side. Into another shift. Low throw is dug up by the first baseman Long to retire Collins. For the 2nd straight inning, the Falmouth Commodores offense go 3 up and 3 down as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Falmouth trailing the Red Sox 4-0 as you're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Falmouth Commodores Radio Network. Welcome back to Red Wilson Field, where the Falmouth Commodores are trailing the YD Red Sox 4-0. The Falmouth Commodores entering game 2, 5-7-1. YD entering game 2, 7-4-2. No dominant team out in the East, but right now it is the YD Red Sox as they currently sit atop of the East right now. And speaking of top, we have the top of the lineup up. Here's the first pitch to Homer Bush Jr. as he spoils that one foul behind home plate. Josh Hartle's day is done. 4 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned. Did not walk a batter for the second straight outing. Only struck out 2. He yields way to Jake Peppers. That pitch is spoiled foul, and the count is now at 0-2.
Hartle didn't pitch too badly, but we've certainly seen him better. His first outing against Chatham was that 5-inning of shutout ball that he put up against the Anglers. These YD Red Sox right now are just a different beast.
Here's the 0-2 from Peppers. Misses outside, 1-2. And also a key word, especially in game 2, lefty. Lefty pitching, just hasn't been able to get hits off him. Here's the 1-2. Cut on and miss, strike 3. Jake Peppers retires the first batter he faces via way of the K. 1 gone here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Of course, we say that because it goes back to that trend against the Orleans Firebirds in the last doubleheader where the Falmouth Commodores went cold offensively against a left-handed hitter because they had so many lefties in the lineup. I believe it was 7 of the 9 batters that qualified.
Yeah, I mean, we had seen them struggle against lefties before that, but the whole team was struggling against both-handed pitchers for early in the season. I think against Orleans, it only became really noticeable because there were 3 straight, and after a good start, the well dried up against some pretty talented lefties.
Gunnar Goldsmith ahead in the count 1-0 as he hits that one right to Mooney. Slow roller. Has trouble fielding it, and we'll see what they score this one as Goldsmith is safe. Alex Mooney having a tough game 2 defensively, and they're going to rule that an error. It's an E6 on Alex Mooney. So Goldsmith, for the 3rd time today, reaches. This time it wasn't via a single, though. Jake Peppers coming into today. A victim of that walk-off wild pitch against Hyannis, a 2.45 ERA, 5 strikeouts, 3 walks, 1 run. It was earned, 1 hit, and 3 2/3 of work. It's going to bring up Chase Mydroth. First pitch from Peppers, high and tight, ball 1. The count is now 1-0 in favor of Mydroth.
I'd argue that Peppers has gotten stronger in every outing since that Hyannis game. He's been effective ever since he had kind of a wild performance against the Harbor Hawks. Didn't have a lot of control and paid for it right there at the end.
Peppers comes set. Here's the 1-0. Runner goes. Pitch is spoiled foul out of play. 1-1 the count. And not necessarily, to go off your point, also a unpredicted performance, because that was a very, very weird line that night. The game was tied on a weird play, and the game was won for the Harbor Hawks in a weird way. But the Hawks in the West Division, you got to take care of business sometimes. That was a big weakness last year in the 2021 season. Runner goes on the 1-1 again as the pitch is spoiled foul off of Mydroth, and he is stung up. 1-2 the count.
And this now a pretty different look for YD after facing off against Hartle for 4 innings, who was living down in the zone with a lot of change-ups, a lot of breaking balls. Now they're facing Peppers, who's a tall right-hander and a hard thrower. Got that good fastball, his primary weapon. So they've got to dial it up here. Start to catch up with some increased velo. And for Peppers, it's time for him to try to work around an error. We've seen Mooney make a lot of good plays, especially leaping, showing off his vert. But a couple ground balls today have eaten him up.
1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Grounded to third. Taylor over to second for 1. Over to first for 2. They got the inning-ending double play. We go to the top of the 6th inning. Falmouth still trailing the Red Sox 4-0 as you're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Falmouth Commodores Radio Network.
Welcome back to Red Wilson Field, where the Commodores are trailing the Red Sox by a score of 4-0. With Logan Safarenko, I'm Trey Redfield. Anthony McKenzie at the plate. Connor Markle on for his 5th inning of work. First pitch to Anthony misses low and away for ball 1. It's actually his 6th, excuse me. I leave for an inning and I can't count. Goodness. 6th inning of work for Connor Markle. Lefty on righty matchup, the 1-0. Misses low, bouncing off the plate, now 2-0.
McKenzie with just one at bat.
So 2-0 the count on the Sam Houston State Bearcat, who's 0 for 1, went down looking in the 3rd. Markle deals. Line shot into center field. Bush right under it. Hardly even had to move. I thought that was going to go over his head, but when it's 352 to center field, and sometimes you're in the perfect spot, it works out. There's one gone here in the top of the 6th.
That's the perfect way to put it. He didn't even have to move one bit. He maybe took a step back. Reminds me of the center fielder we saw for the Cavaliers. I believe it was Victor Scott.
Victor Scott, yep.
I call back in Thousand Oaks, we say a big vacuum out there in center field. No matter where they're going to go, they're going to suck the ball in and make the out, the F8. And for the second game, Whitey started looking to go 6 complete innings.
How about that? First pitch to Luke Boyers. At the knees, low and away, ball 1.
Doors at risk of falling to 0-4 in doubleheaders.
Yikes. No coming out of that one because this is the final Sunday doubleheader of the season. 1-0, Boyers swings and rips one out to left field. Going back is Thompson. He's all the way at the fence, and he makes the grab. Luke Boyers with a loud second out here in the top of the 6th. It's the Red Sox that are in front of the Commodores by a score of 4-0, with Alex Mooney coming up to the plate for the 3rd time today. Mooney's made a couple of errors in the field today. Looking to bounce back here at the plate. Colby Haltzer on deck. Mooney 0 for 1 with a walk in this second game. Markle has his sign, kicks and fires. Breaking ball that's low and in, sweeping across the plate, but missed the zone for ball 1. Mooney at shortstop yet again, where he has been for all but one game this season. The 1-0. Mooney went around. It's now 1-1.
The Falmouth Commodores in the Orleans doubleheader had 3 combined runs for both games.
And
right now, one. And it was Taylor.
Yeah, it's Brayden Taylor. Solo home run, the right center field. 1-1. Mooney cuts on it, misses. 1-2.
These pitchers have just been dominant for YD.
Goodness. And it's really the hitting that going. Talking about it with the guys up at the top booth at WEEI in the last inning as Mooney goes down swinging in the top of the 6th. But those YD bats are coming up to bat here in the bottom of the 6th. The top 3 in almost every hitting category are the Red Sox. We'll find out what the Commodore defense can do in the bottom of the 6th, trailing 4-0. You're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Commodores Radio Network. We're into the bottom of the 6th inning here at Red Wilson Field, and the Commodores are trailing the Red Sox by a score of 4-0 in this second game of the doubleheader. Jake Pepper is on the mound, facing Johnny Long, the first baseman, who looks at ball one outside. Pepper's out of Jacksonville State, who has adjusted a lot this season. Had a rough first game against Hyannis. He's really bounced back after that as he fans Long on a 1-0 count. It's now 1-1. Johnny Long is 0 for 2 today. Grounder to second in the first, a fly out to center in the third. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball, swing and a miss, strike 2. Righty on righty matchup. YD in front of Falmouth, 4-0. 1-2. Going with the breaking ball again, fouled back. We'll do the 1-2 again. So 1-2 the count on Long. 4-0 your score. Here's the 1-2 from the windup. Fastball hits to the right side, foul.
I want to see someone make a fine play.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of kids run after balls. I want to see a kid like make some sort of diving grab and they get to talk about it to their grandkids. That would be sick.
That'd be awesome.
I would love that. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball hits to the right side again, and another one foul. No kids making acrobatic plays, but we have a couple of our game day interns who made the trip over. Maybe one of them will go do it. One of them, Brian Coleman, one of my best friends, actually my best friend from home. Maybe he'll go do a diving grab. He's one of the kids. Why not? Here's the 1-2. Curveball, hit back, out of play. We'll do the 1-2 again. We sound like a broken record, but Johnny Long is fighting until the very end.
Connor Thurman, the righty out of University of San Diego, warming up down in that Red Sox bullpen.
So many Toreros on this team. Here's the 1-2. That one spiked, 55-footer. I don't even know if that bounced on the dirt or not. Count even at 2 on Johnny Long. He and the Red Sox are in front of the Commodores by a score of 4-0 here at Red Wilson Field. Falmouth looking to not get swept for the second straight week. Fell to Orleans back at the Gov in both games. Lost 4-1 in game 1 today. Here's the 2-2. Fastball tipped out of the glove of Peyton.
He's frustrated.
Yeah,
he wanted to catch that pitch.
He wants to say goodbye to Johnny Long. It's Jack Costello in the on-deck circle. He's going to pinch hit for Luke Franzoni. Righty on righty battle. Here's the 2-2 with no one gone. Another one hits to the right side, foul and out of play. These Red Sox, man, just do not go down without a fight.
They really don't, as they swept the Cleveland Guardians. Oh, we're talking about YD. Don't worry, I did that on purpose. I promise everybody.
Go Sox.
I was waiting for
the
that
Boston
pun.
ones. Here's the 2-2. A broken bat. Up the middle it goes. Halter picks it up at second. Throws it on the run in first. And there's one gone here in the bottom of the 6th.
Well, that's how you win the battle. Doesn't always have to be a strikeout. Hey, I wanted to give our congratulations to the Ole Miss baseball squad.
Yes.
As they are the 2022 Men's College World Series champions as they take down the Sooners.
The national championship is staying in Mississippi for the second straight season. Hanging around in the Magnolia State. Yep, Mississippi State in 2021.
Hail State.
Ole Miss in 2022, in the words of Mike Monaco, ESPN broadcaster, from last 4 in to being the last one standing. First pitch clips the pinch hitter, Jack Costello. So he sees one pitch in game 2, and he gets hit by it. So he strolls over to first base with one gone here in the bottom of the 6th.
That's the first hit batsman or walk by the Falmouth pitchers here in game number 2.
Which is really unfortunate because the offense hasn't really helped them out much. Only one hit by the Doors in this game. That was the MO in game 1, too.
Am I looking at this time of game correct right now? 1 hour and 17 minutes? That can't be right.
No, you're right. You're right. Here's Cole Carrig. Righty on lefty duel. First pitch fouled back. 0-1. First pitch was at 4:56. So he started early.
So, yeah, hour and 21 minutes right now.
Hour and 21 minutes.
Whoa.
Still clear skies here at Red Wilson Field. We were talking about on the way over. Everyone was saying, such a beautiful day to play baseball. Yeah, it sure is. Here's the 0-1. Fastball high and away, 1-1.
It's kind of hot, though.
It was. Now the sun's starting to gloom behind us here in Yarmouth. We're in the shade.
Give our thank you to Shane Skinner for allowing us to have our
Yes.
president of the YD Red Sox, having no dehydration today.
Props to you, Shane. 1-1 with 1 on and 1 gone. Here's the pitch. Fastball fouled back, 1-2.
I'll give credit to this kid coming off. He came off the bench in the first game, having a very fine day today. Reached on the error, but he's been very busy in the field.
Yes, he has, man.
Did strike out back in the first inning.
Reached on an error by Alex Mooney to lead off the 4th. Comes out of San Diego State, Cole Carrick. He's down 1-2. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball hits to the left side. Will it stay fair? No, it won't. Foul by just a couple of feet. Over on that left side. We'll do to 1-2 again.
Oh, lots of foul balls here.
Man, that was close. So 4-0 your score. The Commodores trailing the Red Sox. Man on first, it's Luke Frazzoni. Check that, it's not Luke Frazzoni. It's actually Jack Costello. Thank you.
The Toreros.
The Toreros, like what we were talking about. Oh, man. Don't you love getting burned? But Costello on first. There's 1 gone here in the bottom of the 6th. 1-2 the count. The Doors trailing the Sox by a score of 4-0. Pepper's on the mound for Falmouth. He's had 1-2 on Carrick. Righty on lefty matchup. Peppers from the stretch. Kicks and fires. Foul back again.
Boy, he's just getting no luck.
No luck. He's not going to be able to throw like later in the week because he's throwing so many pitches that are just being fouled off.
Oh, just use that off day, though.
Yeah, gotta use that off day. It's the off day, and we're back on the road. What's new? At Wareham on Tuesday night. The 1-2. Fastball ripped up the middle. Grounder to Halter, who picks it up. Tag second. Throw to first. He got him. A 4-3 double play to close out the 6th. Top of the 7th coming up. The Commodores with work to do yet again. Down 4-0, just like what we saw in Game 1. You're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Commodores Radio Network. Top of the 7th here for Game 2 of this Sunday doubleheader, and the Commodores have work to do yet again, trailing the Red Sox by a score of 4-0 with Logan Safarenko and Carter Bainbridge. I'm Trey Redfield. Connor Markle's night is done. 6th inning pitched, 1 hit, no earned runs, 1 walk, and 8 strikeouts. That makes it 2 starters today for the Red Sox, combining for 20 strikeouts. It's now Connor Thurman on the mound, and the first man he's going up against is Colby Halter. It's ball 1 on the outer half. Comes out of San Diego, the Torero, like we've been talking about from the 6th inning on. It's been the talk of this radio broadcast that we've had in this second game. Righty on lefty matchup, 1-0 the count. Here's the pitch. It's a shot out to right center field. Will it get down? No, it won't. A diving grab by Gunnar Goldsmith. Moving to his right, making the grab, and there's 1 gone here in the top of the 7th. A highway robbery applied to Colby Halter.
Well, we saw that from our end on Friday night. Now we see an opposing team take a base hit away. 1 gone here in the top of the 7th.
So Thurman, the righty, resides in Mesa, Arizona, through just 21 innings pitched this spring after throwing 64 in 2/3 the season before. 1-1 on the CCBL season, making his 5th appearance. Taking on Braden Taylor, who looks at ball 1 on the outer half.
Career 3.82 ERA and a 13-4 record at USD.
Pitched against Chatham on Monday and went an inning and a third, not giving up a hit and walking 1 batter. The 1-0. Breaking ball. Misses. Outside. Ball 2. Taylor 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts in this game. He had a solo home run in the top of the 7th in game 1. Maybe he has one of those left hanging around with him. 2-0. Low and inside, 3-0. Commodores need an answer, trailing 4-0 to the Red Sox with 1 gone and no one on here in the top of the 7th.
Sounds very familiar because it was those exact same words in game 1.
It was the exact same thing. It was on a full count, too. Maybe he'll get one of those. Braden does that a lot. No, he won't. This time, at least. It's ball 4. 4-pitch walk for Braden Taylor, and Falmouth has a man aboard as Jack Payton steps up to the plate. He's 0 for 2 today. So Payton stepping into the right-handed batter's box. Taylor will have himself a lead off first. Doors down 4-0 to the Sox, trying to not get swept for the 2nd straight doubleheader. Thurman comes set from the stretch, fires the first pitch, low and away, ball 1. The Commodores trying to do whatever they can to give Jeff Trundy his 500th win. Taylor leads off first, not being held on over there as the 1-0 comes in. Breaking ball, outside, ball 2.
That's 6 straight balls tossed by the righty from USD. That prompts a quick little mound visit from the catcher Gonzalez. Make sure they're on the same page.
Don't want to blow a lead. Commodores looking to do just that, though. Came into today being 3-0-1 in their last 4 games. 2-0 the count. 1 gone, man on first. Doors trailing by 4 here in the top of the 7th. Thurman comes set. Kicks and fires the 2-0. Fouled off to the left side. It's now 2-1.
Walsh on deck, should it get to him.
He's also 0 for 2 today. The 2-1. Misses low, bounces in the dirt. Taylor takes advantage. He heads over to second without a throw.
Oh, that's what you say. Great re-ball dirt.
So it's a wild pitch that puts Taylor over at second base. 3-1 the count now on Jack Payton. Falmouth has its first runner in scoring position today. The only run that came in game 1 was off of Taylor, who had a solo home run to right center field. 1 gone with a man on. Here's the pitch. Strike 2 on the inner half, count full.
He doesn't want that one.
Seen a lot of those today where guys don't want it. That just tells you what the YD pitchers have been doing today. Painting left and right on these Falmouth hitters. 4-0 your score. 1 on, 1 gone. The payoff pitch to Peyton. Outside, ball 4.
Uh-oh.
Full count walk to Jack Peyton. He's on for the first time in this game. And here comes Jacob Walsh, the designated hitter out of Oregon.
Playing DH, number 33 from Oregon, Jacob Walsh.
A 6-3 ground out in the second, a 4-3 ground out in the fifth. As time is called, we're going to have ourselves a pitching change here, Logan.
I'm just keep my eye on manager Pickley, and looks like we will. And it's going to be Sean, forgive me for saying this wrong, Sean Gamelin, the righty from Rhode Island College.
So Gamelin coming in. 1 gone, 2 on here in the top of the 7th. Falmouth trying to get out of a 4-0 hole. Keep it here. You're not going to want to miss the end of this one. You're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Commodores Radio Network. So there's a new pitcher on the mound for the Red Sox, and his name is Sean Gamelin, the righty out of Rhode Island College. Making his 3rd appearance this season, 1-0 on the year with a 0.00 ERA. 5 innings pitched, 8 strikeouts, and no walks, giving up just 1 hit. Comes in a situation with 2 on and 1 gone. The Red Sox leading the Commodores by a score of 4-0. Righty on lefty matchup to Jacob Walsh, the DH out of Oregon. First pitch. Fastball too low, ball 1. Walsh is 0 for 2 today, as Gonzalez, the catcher, goes over to talk signs with Gamelin. His teammates call him Gamer, and he's celebrating a birthday this Friday, July 1st.
Just like in the ninth, or this, I keep saying ninth inning, the 7th inning of last game, the right-hander Owen Hackman from LMU is now in the bullpen tossing, should this game get away from the Sox.
And if it doesn't, it's just a bullpen session, probably getting loose for what's coming up on Tuesday for YD. Red Sox taking on the Harwich Mariners on Tuesday. 2 on, 1 gone. 1-0 the count on Jacob Walsh. Here's the pitch. Bouncer on the right side, foul.
Ooh.
Brian Eiley trying to field another ball over there. He's doing a lot of the fielding the ball as the first base coach. He enjoys it.
You guys stay loose out there.
Yeah, here's
100%.
Here's the Commodore dugout with the oohs and ahs. Here's us chattering probably a little bit too. Gets a good kick out of it, so do we. Count even at 1 on Jacob Walsh. 1 gone, top of the 7th. Doors trailing 4-0 to the Sox. Runners on second and first. Gamelin deals. Breaking ball in the dirt. Bounces to the left. Gonzalez picks it up. Runners stay at second and first.
He lost his footing on the delivery there as the count's now at 2-1. He 100% spiked that because he lost his plant foot footing. The right foot got caught up there, and then the mound, whatever happened, got to be careful now behind in the count 2-1.
Taylor on second. Peyton on first. Both aboard via base on balls. 2-1 the count on Walsh. Gamelin working from the stretch. Awaiting his sign. Now he gets it. Comes set and deals the 2-1. Fastball, swing and a miss. Strike 2. You could feel that swing from here from Jacob Walsh.
He blew that thing right by him.
This is the fastest pitcher we've seen today. It's been a big adjustment from Connor Markle and Connor Thurman, guys who don't have much velocity. Gamelin bringing it here with 1 gone in the top of the 7th. Last licks for the Commodores in Game 2 of this Sunday doubleheader.
He just got a warning.
He's taking forever trying to get his sign. I could have made a peanut butter and jelly sandwich by the time he had gotten his sign. 2-2 the count. 2 on, 1 gone. Doors down 4-0. Here's the pitch. Too low, count full.
Uh-oh.
Back-to-back full counts here for the Commodores. And the dugout's starting to get into it too, trying to get into Gamelin's head as much as they can. They don't want to get swept by a doubleheader again. The Commodores did that last week against the Firebirds, at Gov Fuller Field. Payoff pitch. Fastball tipped into the glove, strike 3. Jacob Walsh goes down swinging, and Falmouth is down to its final out. Andrew Pinckney coming up to the plate, 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts.
There have been some big moments today for the Sox. That was the loudest we've heard Red Wilson Field. That was a big strikeout there for the Sox reliever Gamelin.
Pinckney trying to give Falmouth a run. Only 1 hit in this second game. In Game 1, we only saw 3 hits from the Commodores. Taylor on second. Peyton on first. First pitch to Pinckney. Breaking ball, swing and a miss, strike 1. He loves to go after a fastball on the first pitch. Didn't get it that time, still went after it. Both of his strikeouts came on 2-2 counts. Red Sox 4, Commodores nothing. 2 on, 2 gone, 0-1 the count on Pinckney. Righty on righty duel. Gamelin comes set, kicks and fires. Breaking ball again, and another one swing and a miss. Strike 2. Another one swung on and missed, I should say. How much can the Rally Caps do for the Doors? As Red Wilson Field offering some claps. 0-2 the count on Pinckney. 2 gone, 2 on in the top of the 7th. Here's the pitch. Fastball in and out of the glove. Pinckney swung and missed at it. Thrower to first, and that does it. A tough break for the Commodores for Sunday doubleheaders. They got swept last week, and they get swept today. The final score in Game 2, 4-0, Yarmouth-Dennis over Falmouth. Connor Markle gets the win after 6 shutout innings with 8 strikeouts, 1 hit, and 1 walk. And Josh Hartle picks up his first loss of the season for the Commodores, falling to 1-1. So the Doors drop to 5-8-1 on the season. We'll see how much that affects Falmouth after the doubleheaders are done today. They came in 4th place in the West Division, but could find themselves in 5th if Wareham is successful today, Logan.
Even though that is a possibility and a big outcome and a big blow for the Commodores, you got to give credit to the kind of trip they had this week. 3-2-1, take away the doubleheader. This is something we're going to talk about on Closing the Door. They're thankful the doubleheaders are over. Last week in Orleans, 3 runs in both games combined. Today, 1 run on 1 swing. They barely had any runners in scoring position. But, like you said, enjoy the off day. Back at it on Tuesday at Spillane Field.
The temperature was hotter than the Commodore bats today. Logan said it. Only 1 run scored by Falmouth in 14 innings. Sunday doubleheaders, the kryptonite of the Falmouth Commodores. That's going to do it here from Red Wilson Field. Your final score in Game 2, 4-0. The Red Sox taking down the Commodores. Jeff Trundy still looking for that 500th win in his CCBL career. We thank you so much for joining us throughout today. With Logan Safarenko and Carter Bainbridge, I'm Trey Redfield signing off from Red Wilson Field. This has been a presentation of the Cape Cod Baseball League on the Commodores Radio Network.